move forward in split number 1. But it is going to be a big test for UYU. Who knows? Maybe they're a different animal tonight, maybe a different beast. Clearly, they've been playing very, very well before. I mean, they made it here for a reason. The victory over Rise was great. It was, pretty convincing on District 5-2. That's what the map will be coming, or at least for game number 3. So they've already added that entrance, right? They are guaranteed a game number 3 if they do lose this. But at most, or at least at best case scenario, they win it and win 2-0. So UYU's in a great spot, but we'll find out how this is going to unfold. Players 3 and 5, that's going to be Powers and Kenny. They're going to be going up top to challenge Monkeys and Dezo. And it looks like, Identives, as he'll go ahead and clean 4 down for UYU. And this is what I was talking about. That's Slaying Power. Remember, we got to see literally one round with PK versus VQ. And the one that we watched ended in like 33 seconds, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about them bouncing back, right? This is quite the way to bounce back. A very, very quick round to strike first here on Forge. Again, for what it's worth, I doubt PK expected Vascar to go like that as well, right? It's usually they don't get beat like that on that map by anyone. So they think they're striking back with a vengeance here in map number 2. See what UYU has in store for us. You're going to very likely see a lot of this utility placed on both ends. Not really expecting to see much until the later rounds. You could see potentially that Torque Bow up top again. I'm seeing a lot of Torque Bow up top on Forge, which has been kind of fun to watch. So we'll see if we get there.
Yeah, it's there for a number of reasons, obviously, to kind of block the Marxists from going up the Torque Bow, double Torque Bow. It's fun to watch it, right? But it's just not really the big meta. The big thing, though, for Torque Bow up top is for Monkeys, especially if he gets his hand on it. He's going to be deadly with it. So big incentive for PK to go ahead and throw that up there, if you will. A lot of fights going down, though. B is going to be 1. Player 4 from UYU will fall to the wayside. Now it's a 1v1 between 7 and 2. Granted, we still have this top fight going down. 2's about to be edged out by player number 9. He will win that 1v1. Either way, though, Ident is going to be hitting some nice shots on the Kenny. He will fall. Powers now to 1v1 himself. And PK will win that top fight. But there is a silver lining, if you will, for UYU. They managed to go for that overextension. They won a couple of critical fights. So, objectively, they'll have the double home mill set up.
See Raver getting pushed all the way back into spawn. TJ's going to be on his trail, and there's going to be a member of PK just spawning right in front of their faces. So they got to wait for that spawn shield to go away as Identives can get the down. Monkeys will clean up both TJ and Explosive. So it's going to add Pittsburgh Knights some more time as we now have a 3 versus 3 on the field. Some good team fire coming through from UYU's. Monkeys gets those revives off. Right now, UYU definitely in control, right? They grab that neutral hill. Of course, they have their own home hill. Now they're building that lead as we head towards that 100-point mark.
Yeah, nice. UYU with the lead, and again, that's based on the overextension. So with no power weapons, with it only being round number 2, there's not going to be these big deviations in fights. Of course, button control is still going to be there, not necessarily for the button, but more so for the Lancering down. Summons, bit of an awkward fight there as he will run into Identitas, but the pickup is in. Summons a Raver will fall. Kenny looks to get the cleanups himself. A lot of UYU, a lot of moving pieces in general, but the biggest one to pay attention to is 5 and 4. And of course, that's Kenny and Praise to have successfully went for that overextension. And now player 8 is by himself, and that's going to be a round. PK will lose round number 2. UYU will tie it up. Good on them. And that started with that overextension. Button fight was impressive. It was 1. And at first, too, PK was actually winning the neutral. But it was the overextension that forced PK members to kind of go awry, rotate back, and eventually put themselves in positions that obviously wasn't fortunate for them. So good job for UYU. Take that round tied up.
Absolutely. Like you're seeing some back-end utility being placed on the side of UYU. Looks like PK potentially choosing to invest in some of those secondary spots earlier. In place just yet. They're going to use a smoke grenade, so interesting to see them, not quite mirror each other just yet. Of course, both teams did place that utility, but not necessarily in the same way or in the same spot. So we'll see. Still a very, very clean initial. I think obviously the funnest part about this map is watching that up top of initial, watching those kind of duos go at it up top. Looks like on the side, UYU, we are going to once again have good old Kenny and Powers, that dynamic duo that didn't lose an event last season.
Yeah.
That top on the Knights. Got Identives.
Okay.
Unfortunately fall as well. So UYU still
this is huge.
Looking strong. A big fight in the middle as well. Praise gets 1.
They got it.
The trades are there. That's 5 down. Desonite should be off spawn. They are.
I don't know if they have time.
The trip
I don't know if they have time.
Get to the hill in time.
I don't think he's going to be able to. Actually, you know what? He is going to be just there. No, he won't.
Ooh,
TJ gets the chunk.
TJ at the 1 yard line.
And you could tell him, right? He was running in and he kind of saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and then all of a sudden he kind of backtracks, right? To just kind of goes to the right, tried to dance around, and TJ's like, nah, it's not going to happen. Chunks him, like you said, at the 1 yard line for UYU. 2-1, they're up. So first round may have just been a whiff in general. For UYU, they'll start building up. Looks like there's smokes and everything, just maybe getting that much closer to the Marxa, which means we are going to be that much closer to a torque bow up top, which I guarantee you is going to be coming in the next round. And I bet you PK for sure is going to place it up top. I guarantee you, without question. Unless they match the utility.
I really enjoyed having
torque bow up top or utility.
I really enjoyed having that element of the torque bow up top, because obviously the winning, for one, it's a little more to fight for, and two, when that winning team grabs it, just kind of the lines of sight that you have up top and button, the torque bow is just meant for situations like that. So it's been cool to see that sort of develop into the meta right now, and it looks like PK is doing a much better job on the early stage of this round up top. Identives gets that first blood. Now he wants more. He's going to move forward towards both Kenny and Praised. Praised going to end up following Kenny in a tough spot as well. A very quick initial coming through from the Pittsburgh Knights. That's going to be 4 down for UYU. Powers is the last member alive. He's just going to try and hold down this home hill.
Yeah, just a lot of fights that PK was able to take. The neutral, obviously very important up top, was huge. And for the overextension, Explosive tried to get it, but shut down by player 7, right? Brave were able to kind of knock him out of the way. For Monkeys, though, with that Marxa, he's going to be deadly. Right, go back to Gears 4 with the Marxa. He was just so good with it. And, of course, it's still the same here, even with the not hitting as hard as it used to. But you can see him connecting shots, following it up with the snub, getting the finishes. But for UYU, they continue to pressure the issue. I thought they were going for the overextension, but an audible has been made. They go mid, but PK's right there on their heels. 4 again will drop. And how much can you take if you are UYU? Explosive spawns back in. 1 out of 4, of course, last round of the half, but PK's not going to give it up. Smoke is down. It's chaos. Bit of a misroll from TJ. I thought he for sure he hit that second shot. He doesn't. PK going in. 4 again down. That is that 5. That is what that is the third time that 4 members were dropped on UYU. That was a dominating round for PK.
No, it certainly was. And that's going to give us a deadlock first half. Both teams going at it. Everything's going to be reset. The hills are going to move. Respawn's going to be just completely filled back up. Now you said you're going to see that bow up top, Taylor. I'm seeing the control tower starting to be played with. Are we going to see potentially the Marxa being upgraded? No? Backside?
That's what
I'm waiting for something.
I expected it. Look, torque bow utility. So what PK is going to do, they're just going to get their utility to match that of UYU. I'm actually really surprised about this.
Whoa!
What? And I did not expect that. I did not expect that.
Like K1 escalation feels right now. Remember, Taylor, with the teams had the drop shots up top and everything, or the drop shots in the spot? You can rotate a drop shot up top at E-League. This is going to be interesting. So now, I mean, in Gears 4, we had fights like this sometimes. People would throw a boomer, a drop up top, and it makes the fight up here just freaking nuts. I don't know what other way to say it. It's just freaking nuts up here.
Oh, it's already nuts. Identives, beautiful kill. TJ and Explosive. Actually, TJ. He's going to be in that 1v1 incinerator. He will win it, but Button, of course, is going to be pressed by player number 8. He knows that. He's getting out of the way. But he stays up. So drop shot in the hands of PK. Actually going for it completely. Someone's going to back off, though. Drop shot's now out. Doesn't connect, surprisingly. It seems like it was like shooting fish in a barrel. There were so many people around. So Identis will be proud. Too easy. Picks up that kill. Active reload is in. Kenny's going for the pickup. And, Identis, he's baiting this. Kenny knows it. He's not even going to go for it. He's like, it's not worth it. I'm sorry. 8 Powers. Look, I'm sorry. And second drop shot's going to be out of the way. So drop shot's now nullified. But look at the lead PK has acquired. Right? I mean, they are up a massive amount.
Darn, just seeing a lot of good team fire coming through from the Knights. Explosive and Praise just in a very, very tough spot. How about them continuing to get those chain revives off, but the pressure has just been absolutely relentless. Explosive almost gets one on the way out, but he ends up falling to the Knights with a very large lead. That's going to be 3 members down for UYU. Already sitting at about an 80-point lead and counting.
All right, UYU again, 3 members down. It's devastating. UYU is constantly 4 members down. Explosive TJ now respawning back in. The lead for PK is just so commanding. And as soon as Praise will fall, yep, it's going to be a 5-man wipe. And that's going to be PK taking a little bit of a lead, 3-2. I think that's 2 rounds in a row it will be. And now PK looking good. You know, the scoreline's 3-2, but those last 2 rounds were just so decisive, so dominating. Again, let's go back to that last round, right? The last round of the first half. And the torque boat does get upgraded. We knew that was going to happen with the drop shot up top. So obviously that's going to be hugely impactful, especially for monkeys. But you go back a couple of rounds and 3 times UYU was, you know, killed off four at a time, right? And I mean, it was hugely impactful. And even last round, the fight for drop shot went to the way of PK because Identa's picking up the 2-piece. And Raver will actually be our guy with the torque, so that's fair enough. But now that torque is going to help up top. So this is UYU. I mean, they really need to go big here because now they gave a torque bow, free torque bow to their teammates. Explosive now will be feeling the effects of that. 2 members are going to be down for UYU. 5 strong for PK. Drop shot in the hand of Identa's. And Ryan, this is looking scary.
Yeah, it is, man. So far, to these first couple initials with this fight, PK has just looked much stronger, right? They look much more ready for this fight. Kenny's going to try to grab one on the way out. Does almost grab the second one as well. Great job by Kenny using that great sneaky movement to grab one and even get a second one. Incredible stuff coming through from Kenny, buying his team some numbers as a player up top waiting for him. I think he spotted him. That's not he's going to end up getting that trade. Nonetheless, though, good job by them to just kind of stop the bleeding and slow PK down.
Absolutely. Good stuff coming out from them, as you said. And PK's put themselves in a winning position, despite them not having the neutral. But this is the thing. Identa's gets that active reload in. More importantly, he doesn't have to use the drop shot. He's got Dezo up top for the button press. I think it is still regenerating, so you might see a drop shot actually come in. For Identa's, though, I'm actually surprised he's pushing up as far as he is. Explosive tries to slip through the cracks, but quickly spotted out. For Raver, though, he will fall. This is big. Identa's out of the way, so drop shot gone. That advantage, no more. 4 members from PK now gone. Dezo and Summons last up for UYU. They're all over the map looking to lock this in. And for player number 6, though, that's a big pickup on Explosive and an even bigger pickup if he's able to take down Kenny. Kenny now is going to be Lancered out. No way he lives here. Best case scenario takes down 1, which he doesn't. But for UYU, they stick it, they turn it around, and they maintain the lead.
See Raver trying to chase down Powers. Powers just making the smart move. Getting out with his life. And of course, you're in those situations right now for PK, who has button control, but UYU has the hill, right? So a lot of times you can use the button to kind of maintain or protect that neutral hill, but unfortunately they don't have the hill, so you can't just kind of sit up there forever. They got to make something happen. UYU's trying to fight back for that button control, but right now, Pittsburgh Knights are just putting them in the blender. That's now 5 versus 3. Here's the opportunity right now for the Knights to grab control of that neutral hill. DJ and Praise are the only players remaining.
Joe gets taken down again. PK, that slaying power coming to the forefront, and it may seem like UYU's in control, but they're really not. PK is now starting to pressure in on the home end, but Powers, though, looking to go big. He's going to pick up 1, goes in for the second. Beautiful movement, but not going to happen. He will finally get taken down for Kenny, though. He goes to take his place. Summons, though, is going to connect with the drop. Goes in for 2. Beautiful kill from Kenny. But is it enough? UYU still with the win condition. Kenny will get the break on the E, so Kenny might have just put the round in UYU's hands. And Summons will get the break on the D, but it's not going to be enough. E is still locked in. There's still a chance, though, for PK. Let's not forget that. As player 5 is going to be pressure from 7, so if Raver wins this fight, oh, that's a beautiful window for Praise to lock in the home hill, and Kenny will get chunked. So still, though, if player 9 picks this fight up, which he doesn't, they could have won. If Monkeys wins that, the opportunity was there, but UYU will hold on, cap out at 250 to tie it 3-3. But by no means, Ryan, was it easy.
No, I mean, Praise honestly made a huge play there by winning that 1v1, right? We knew they had that neutral hill, but you had to kind of figure that neutral hill was a ticking time bomb, right? We knew that the boys on PK were going to move towards that at all costs. So Praise winning that fight maintained UYU's score for them and gave them the 1 hill that they needed to hang on. So great stuff coming through from him. And now we find ourselves here at 3-3. I do think the UYU needs to do better on this initial, especially during that up top fight with the drop shot. I don't know if they'll be able to continue pulling rounds out like that, losing initials. So See what they got in store for us. Both teams are going to have a torque bow, Taylor. We got a drop shot up top, and both teams have a torque bow on the side. This is going to be insane up top. There's going to be explosions. There's going to be smoke grenades, flashbangs. There's just going to be mayhem up there.
And don't forget, the torque bow for PK is going to be halved out, right? So they're going to be able to get double the torque bow than that of UYU. But still, this fight up top is so deadly, and UYU's only committing 3. They're going into a 3v4. They might have just literally given away. And there's the 4th one who's going to be joining up. Okay, he was just a bit late to the party. I think he was wanting that torque bow to kind of take into the fight, but UYU is starting to make it happen. Identitas will fall. That's going to be 4 down. Dezo now up to his own devices, running away, trying to stay up as long as he can. UYU hot on his heels, though. Drop shot in the hands of Kenny. Domination coming in. You got to get a touch, PK. You got to get their summon. Sprint as fast as you can. Not going to make it happen. 36 seconds, and UYU on the cusp of taking the victory and winning week number 9.
1 round away, man. Hey, all that talk about the slump, all that talk about how they're playing. I mean, geez, right now they're not looking like they're in a slump to me. They're playing very, very well. And we just said it right before that round started. We'd love to see them do better on the initial, and that's exactly what they did, right? They almost had that sort of, felt like a late rotation up top, right? But once they got up there, man, they wolf-packed it well, and they got the better of that engagement, got away with the weapons, and they finished the round off. So now they find themselves, you know my favorite phrase, they find themselves on map point, they find themselves on match point, and now tournament point.
Like you said, match point, tournament point. We've seen a lot of great plays from PK. Leads me to believe that they're going to tie this series up. However, no torque bow for the boys of UYU. And not that it made that big of an impact, actually, in that quick 36-second round last one. But Summons and Dezo will fall. Identitas now having to go big. Put into the blender, though. Will pick up 1. There is some light at the end of the tunnel. Actually gets away with his life to join his teammates. But for UYU, hot in the hills, they're going to continue to pressure up. Getting now angled out by Raver from the flank. The drop shot in the hands of Explosive. And it will be used as Monkeys will fall. And now Raver goes in for a roll. It seems it gets chunked. That's 3 down. Summons and Dezo last alive. You're going to have a 1v1 between player number 6. And that's actually Summons versus 2. So he wins that fight. Explosive catches Dezo. Dezo, I don't know what he was thinking. And Summons gets burnt. That is huge. He's now drops down 2 lives, 1 out of 4. And Ryan, UYU has put themselves in a very winnable situation.
That is such a big play coming through from Explosive. Not only does he get the kill up top, takes the line of sight, the control, also hits the button, stops the cap, and gets the kill. Incredible plays coming through from the IGL of this UYU squad. And yeah, you said it puts them in a great spot because obviously PK, they're against map points. They have to basically continue to throw the respawns at everything they can. So right now, Summons on pretty thin ice. Of course, still plenty of round to go for this Pittsburgh Knights squad, but this game of trades back and forth is not the game they want to play right now. As Explosive, once again, gets a double kill. Taylor, he is clutching up crazy this round.
Absolutely. So Identitas, I mean, come on, the IGL, the king of Latin America, now trying to just hold his own. Beautiful shot on the TJ. Great spacing, you can notice. He is really doing this well, but for UYU, they'll finally angle him out. And you can see that happening as Kenny kind of went up top, TJ then on the bottom. Nowhere for Identitas to go other than in the middle. Mind you, though, I do want to remind you of the disable of the torque bow from PK. So torque bow is out of play, so it's something to keep in mind. But for UYU, looking very good. And PK knows that second drop shot's coming in and they got to push for it. They got to go in hard.
Coming up top. By the way, Taylor, in the midst of all these pushes up top and everything, keep in mind UYU has a 2-cap, right? So UYU is continuing to build what is already a 100+ point lead. And look at TJ over cover, Taylor, playing perfectly. Full spread after full spread. And that's got to be it right there. That's going to be 4 dead. That's going to be a trip cap. And Taylor, we didn't say they're the favorite coming into this. And once again, every time we doubt this team, they come in with a big old reminder of who they are. UYU takes the grand finals 2-0 in what was honestly pretty strong fashion.
100%. Look, 10-4 overall round count. That comes off the back of that Vaskar 5-1. And UYU, again, repeating history as they did in week number 7, beating out PK in grand finals 2-0. So good on them. And, that makes things interesting, right? Because this is, 2 teams that, even though UYU has been struggling as of recently, without question, that victory is huge. To beat out PK like that, it makes me excited for the major. That, of course, will be, what a month away or so. So with that being said, Fantastic job coming out from UYU. Impressive victory. And PK now got to go back to the drawing board. And once again, the biggest thing, this biggest loss, I know it's just E-Days and it's not Pro League, right? Because I know the loss to Noble, you know, when PK lost to Noble,